Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Thursday, May 26, 2022. It's about 10:40 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. The country, of course, is still reeling over this horrific event in Uvalde, Texas, in which 19 children, barely out of babyhood, ages 6, 7, 8, and 9, were slaughtered in a classroom of a public school, a government school that we now know was inadequately protected by basic things like locked doors or any indication of the fact that an intruder would be stopped. Yesterday, we posted a sign on the show, which wasn't there in Uvalde. In Uvalde, there's a sign that says gun-free school zone, which is insane. Basically telling a potential psychopath, come into this school, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. A sign that I proposed as an alternate basically said the people in this school are protected by armed guards who will use their weaponry to keep the children safe. One of the emails I got saying, Judge, your sign's not going to work. Well, you're probably right. The sign is not going to work. The sign may deter a rational person, but the sign that was there invited a psychopath. What works? The only thing that works, the only language a psychopath understands is his own, which is violence. The police should have been there faster. The teachers should have been armed. The doors should have been locked. When we first covered this story, we thought that it took place in about 40 seconds. It took place in 40 minutes. And during that time period, the police were outside the building and onlookers had gathered. And they screamed at the police, go in, storm the place. Police couldn't get in. The psychopath wasn't locked out. He was locked in. It was necessary for the police to find the school principal with a master key to open the door. Police either lacked the courage or the preparation or the superior firepower to do what they had to do. Fortunately, within a couple of miles of that school is a headquarters of the Border Patrol. Now, normally the Border Patrol patrols the border. This town is 16 miles from the border. But they were there. 80 of them responded, including an elite group of sharpshooters, and one of them blew the shooter away. I don't know where they hit him. They probably hit him in the head because he was wearing Kevlar. His chest, his torso was protected, unless their firepower was so superior that it went through the Kevlar. Within hours of all this, President Biden, Senator Schumer, Senator Chris Murphy, who's from Connecticut, a decent guy, but the Democrats' point person on guns, said we need universal background checks and universal registration. Well, guess what? That wouldn't have stopped this guy. There was nothing in his background to indicate this. Universal registration, nothing in his background that would have allowed the government the time to do anything because of registration. Why do libertarians oppose registration? Well, that's easy, because throughout history, whenever a tyrant takes over a country, the first thing the tyrant does, whether it's Generalissimo Franco in Spain or Hitler in Germany, or the tyrants in the Middle East, is they make sure the populace is disarmed. How do they do that? They have a list of who owns the guns, because you have to tell the government. In America, you need the permission of the government to buy a gun. You don't need that permission in Texas. This kid bought the two guns within 48 hours of when he perpetrated his murders. So all the laws that the Democrats have been suggesting, if all of them had been in place, it wouldn't have stopped what happened in Uvalde, because there was no indication ahead of time, aside from what he FaceTimed his girlfriend in Germany about a few hours ahead of time. So we need an armed citizenry. And we need a government that takes care of the people that come onto the government property. Why was the school door open? Why did the person in the school, off duty cop, on duty cop, whatever, not have the ability to stop this guy? They should all be sharpshooters. They should all know how to use their weapons. You need to qualify with a weapon. To use a handgun is a perishable skill. You need to retrain the muscle memory in your hand. If you don't qualify 2 or 3 times a year, then the weapon is just an ornament. The people that finally took this psychopath down are experts because they practice, because they qualify on a regular basis. Only an armed citizenry with superior firepower will stop the monsters among us who want to kill babies. All the laws in the world won't do that. Judge Napolitano for Judging Freedom.